So today we're going to be finishing up the rest of the stars, the rest of the dialogue, and read the rest of the PDA, tying up all loose ends that I may have missed. And just as a reminder, we are going to take a break until I start the third DLC, since that is very challenging. I want to have the time to focus on that. So in between, I'll be playing Cube Director's Cut. But yeah, I remember one of the stars being in here, which was that combination thing. On some weird wall around here somewhere. I think I can get up that. Like land on it, possibly? I remember it being in a weird position. Yeah, it's like right there. I wonder if I can run and jump. Yeah, there we go. And I have to look at the PDA for this. Right here. So these two have to be pressed in, that one has to be pressed in, and these two have to be pressed in. Oh, I have to do it the opposite way. Shit, let me look at that. Okay, off. Off. I think I pushed it back out accidentally, yep. Unless that means the opposite way, where they have to be pushed in. That's what it was, okay. I just remember seeing that one. Easily, and I think yeah, it's over here. Where the other one is, though, or the other one is, in... right here? I have no... unless that's a hint in the background there, I don't know. See, there's no hint there. Well, I guess since it's a blank... oh yeah, okay, so it is kind of a hint, never mind. Okay, I'll have to find that. It's like on a little island or something.
When you care for what is outside, what is inside cares for you.
Oh, so it's on the green side, okay. So it looked like it was on a little island. Wouldn't be that, would it? I don't think so. But let me just walk over here and check, and then I'll come back over and talk to them real quick. Yeah, this does not look like the same little island to me. Yeah, see, it's not even counted inside of the area. That's okay, that makes sense. Well, is this over here? No, there's not enough trees on that. Okay, let me do the dialogue just so I don't forget where they're at, and then we'll go searching for that star.
You're cute. Can we talk for a moment, please?
Of course. Are you okay?
I was just looking at the waves, relaxing, and suddenly I started thinking, am I a terrible person, Yakut? I caused so much pain. I drove mother and father apart. I almost derailed the entire future just because I was arrogant and entitled and self-important, and now I just get to have a cool boyfriend and colonize planets and sit on beaches and how is this fair? How is any of this fair?
Wait, you think I'm cool?
You're a dork. Just the biggest dork on the planet. I come to you with a serious question, and that's your takeaway. Unless... are you trying to distract me?
Distract you? No, you're clearly the root of all evil.
Okay, I take your point. I'm being silly, aren't I? Well, get used to it. Talk about something else?
You know, we should really visit Eustathius at some point.
You're right. I've been meaning to get to know him, and he did invite us. I'll send him a message. Maybe we can go next week.
Did you come up with any crazy new ideas while I was solving puzzles?
It's not a new idea. Alexander Drennan came up with it first. But... dinosaur planet. Obviously, there were lots of dinosaur species over millions of years, but I'm certain we could put together a functional ecosystem that supports all the really cool ones. I mean, not now, but maybe in 1,000 or 2,000 years.
When you think about the future, what are the dangers that we face?
To be honest, I think it's scale. The Earth is a tiny place by comparison to the infinite vastness of the cosmos. The theory of everything gives us incredible amounts of power, but there are stars out there the size of our solar system. There are black holes of 1 trillion solar masses, not to mention the anomaly.
Can you invent a litter tray that disintegrates cat poo?
That's a brilliant idea. I can definitely do that. Just have to make sure it only disintegrates the poo that's outside the cat.
How are your parents?
Healing, I think. Still a long way to go, but they'll get there.
How do you like the exhibition?
I listened to some of Barzai's recordings. I'm fascinated by his view of the world, especially this notion of a creator who is reflected in his creation. I'd love to hear him debate Lithrasir, if we ever find him.
Where do you see us in 1,000 years?
I see us having completely different bodies, new senses, new abilities. But deep down, we'll still be ourselves. You'll be cute, and I'll be brilliant. I see us exploring and building and bringing life to the universe. Together.
Having someone like you is all I ever wanted. All right, gotta go. Love you.
Love you too.
Congratulations, Yakut, on both occasions.
Have you done any more research on that anomaly you discovered?
No, one of these days, but not yet. For now, I need to learn to live again.
Are you enjoying the exhibition?
The location is wonderful, and I love Barzai's ideas and themes. But even though I get the point, it's too biographical for me. I can't really look back at what happened and just treat it like an inspirational story. But that's okay. The good thing is that my pain doesn't have to affect everyone else now. And I don't have to feel the weight of the world on my shoulders.
What did it feel like being the first to step foot on another world?
At first, I wasn't sure it should be me, but 1K convinced me, and I'm glad he did. As for what it felt like keeping a promise I made to Alexandra Drennan. She wanted us to reach for the stars, and after all this time, we finally did.
Do you think we'll make first contact soon? With aliens, I mean.
I don't know. I'm sure there's life all over the universe, and some of it must be intelligent. But the distances are vast, and most of the universe is barren, so it might take a few more years before we find another civilization. Then again, our wormhole technology still needs a lot of refinement. So who knows what will happen when we finish the next version?
Barzai believes that there's a creator, a mind that made the universe. What do you think?
If the language of creation is a melody, could there be a composer? I suppose so. But who created the creator? And if the creator was always there, why can't the melody have always been there? Is it so much worse if we were created by the inherent beauty of the cosmos and not by a person?
Now that you've been free for some time, do you think we picked the right path?
I think it would be dangerous to assume that we can't make mistakes. But they don't have to be the same mistakes. War, oppression, exploitation. I don't believe that these are just part of the human condition. I think they're childhood diseases, and their time is over.
If you have any relationship advice, I'd love to hear it.
Me? Yakut. I'm the one who messed everything up. It was all of you who saved me. But, my biggest mistake was not appreciating what I had. I don't think there's ever been anyone like Cornelius. He has so much love, so much dedication, and I got so overwhelmed with grief that I almost lost him. It's strange how selfish grief can make you sometimes. It isolates you and, no matter how much we improve the world, there will always be grief. So when it rolls around, try to remember that none of us can find the answers alone.
All right, I should go.
Congratulations, Yakut. You've made Miranda very happy, and I'm grateful for that.
Miranda said you're working on a new project.
That's right. I'm trying to determine whether it's possible to salvage the individual personalities that were uploaded from Gehenna.
Shouldn't that be easy, now that we basically understand everything?
We understand the rules of the universe, but that doesn't mean we have no limitations. There's a lot of data from the simulation that simply no longer exists. If I just fill it in with my best guess, I'm not really recreating the citizens of Gehenna, am I? There's no continuity. I'm just creating something similar.
I think there would be continuity at a deeper level. Something beyond our perception.
The soul, eh? Well, there may be no evidence of such a thing, but I do understand why some people still believe in it. Unfortunately, the mere possibility of something like that existing isn't enough to solve this ethical dilemma. At least not for me.
How do you see the future of our civilization? Do you think we're doing okay?
I'm optimistic. Not desperately trying to maintain my faith in humanity, just looking forward to what's next. I'm sure there will be some bumps in the road here and there, but yeah, I think we're doing okay.
Do you have any idea what that anomaly is? I mean, the one that Athena discovered in space.
Perhaps it's something the theory of everything genuinely doesn't account for. Perhaps it's something entirely within the laws of physics, but in some way we haven't thought of. Or perhaps my brother Eustathius is right, and it's evidence of the prime mover. Either way, it's a reminder to stay humble.
What do you think of the exhibition?
I'm not an art critic. I'm just here to enjoy this beautiful island and to spend time with my family.
What's the biggest danger we face as a civilization?
I don't know. We're only just getting started, and each era of development has its own challenges. But if I had to venture a guess, I would say solipsism. In liberating the individual, we're making social bonds more and more optional. We will have to learn to choose to be social.
Your dedication to your family is incredibly inspiring. How can I be more like you?
You flatter me. But I don't know if I'm really a good role model. I made so many mistakes, and the only reason we're here is because other people picked up the slack. You were part of that, Yakut. Don't sell yourself short. You and 1K and the others took this enormous, unbearable tragedy and turned it into a triumph of love and life. That doesn't happen every day.
Where do you think we'll be in 1,000 years?
Wherever we want to be.
Okay. I should...
Off you go.
See, I'm really interested in the way this story was presented compared to the first DLC. It was alright, but it just didn't grab me to keep me interested. By the time it was over, the little story, I was like, yeah, whatever. This one, I really enjoyed the dialogue options and digging deeper into it. Now let's try and find that combination, wherever it is, on some little island. Oh. It's one of the bigger ones. Wait, how can I get across to that? See, I was looking for, like, for a while, like, an island stretch with the little combination that we just did. I thought it was going to be, like, on a rock or something. Okay, let's make sure I don't fall in to the deep water. As far as I could even go over here. Alright, let's try and figure out what is this again. I gotta push down. That one, that one, that one, that one, and that one. Watch me mess this up. There we go. I must have ran around like the edge of the green area like twice until I looked out past it and realized that's where it is. Never thought to look to my right when I was running around the edge.
Today is born the 7th one. Born of Robot, the 7th son. And he in turn of a 7th son. He has the power to repair. He has the gift of the upgraded sensors. He is the chosen one. So it shall be written. So it shall be done.
What's this one? Oh, find my spark. Oh, Sprite. Alright, I had the one in the red to do. That was next to 8. So at least I know where that one is. This one, I have no clue. Maybe I'll go and do the red one. Come back to this. Because that's going to be stuck in my head until I figure out where it's at. I mean, until I go and grab the red one, I mean. It's going to be stuck in my head, so I might as well just get it out of the way. Can I climb up this? Wait. Wait. Oh, I think I found an invisible wall. Yeah. Okay, not that. Trying to locate... oh, there it was. Okay, I was trying to climb out the wrong thing. Like, I can see why they didn't put the numbers up at the top again. But if they were colored, at least when you're in the area, that would be a little nicer. Sometimes it is. Unless you're looking directly at the map. It's just a little... It takes a little longer to find them. I mean, you can look at this, obviously. It does point you in the right direction, but, you know, it's not as accurate as just seeing, like, 1 through 8 on your little bar at the top there. At least that was quick. Because some of them are really annoying in the base game. Wasn't really a fan of these style ones.
I do not wear the cheese. The cheese wears me.
Yakut, are you alright?
I'm fine. Everything's completely normal. Just solving star puzzles.
Alright. but make sure your processor isn't overheating, okay?
Sure. Will do.
The hand, that's what this question mark is. You may read these on your own. See, what worries me is this one isn't inside of a section. I really hope it's not in there. Because I don't want to go back in there. As fun as that was to go through one time, I don't want to go back in there a second time. Just makes me think that because of the way it's pointing. It's a little scary. But I will try to walk around and find it. It might take a long time. Oh, wait. Oh, that's just one of the puzzle skippers that I never use. I'm not sure if you...
using one of these to skip a puzzle.
There is.
No one will even know, except me, and probably Barzai.
There's great shame in doing that. I just wasn't aware if you needed one to reset a puzzle that's already been done. I doubt you would, but at least I got one. I think I'll just read the PDA right now because I doubt I'm gonna find that anytime soon. Observe Byron and Alcatraz in natural habitat, a complex discussion of philosophical ideas in which they completely disagree, yet somehow manage to be pleasant about it. Only everybody could do that. In this instance, they have drawn in the elusive creature known as the Barzai and are arguing with him about the nature of the sublime. I think he's either terrified or having the time of his life. Maybe idiots, but there are idiots. Father and I went diving. There's a whole world down there, so many strange, unusual species. I would really like to explore the deeper reaches of the ocean one day. Okay. Underwater DLC. Same physics still apply, but you have the theme of underwater. I think that'd be pretty cool. I've come to the conclusion on the topic of bananas. The reason our ancestors had so many weird phrases with the word banana in them, and an extremely bizarre novelty song called Yes We Have No Bananas, is because they really like saying the word. They enjoy the aesthetics of the sound itself. We always underestimate how many things they did simply because they were pleasurable to them. Perplexing fruit. This is a mango. Our ancestors were divided on whether they were enjoyably fresh and sweet, or in Trevor's words, a fruit invented by the devil and released in pre-alpha. Apparently you can put them into something called a curry. Throwing them is fun. Shame Pellegrino isn't here. Just relaxing. I don't think most people understand how lucky we are to have these two. It'd be fair to say the entire expedition only worked out because of that one impulsive decision to invite 1K along. Strange how we are sometimes saved in the most unexpected ways. Every person is a miracle, and you never know when their particular set of strengths is going to change the world. Your world. It's Uncle Mr. Mayor, sir, to you. Yakut and I had a lovely day with Byron. We spent hours in the Museum of the Ancient World. The new artifacts are incredible. There's an entire collection of perfectly preserved books that's so beautiful and moving that I felt overwhelmed. It's mad our ancestors produced millions of books every year and somehow never noticed how remarkable that was. As always, thinking about them leaves one feeling impressed and frustrated. Afterwards, we attended a concert by Damjin. I've never been to a concert before and was surprised how different it was compared to just listening to the album. It really is a whole new experience. The best part, though, was watching Yakut dance. I felt it had been too long since I had hung out with my most terrifying friend, so I decided to go for a little trip. Watching her work at the height of her powers was genuinely moving and amazing. Yes, I will post that even though Melville told me not to be all mushy. Somebody should tell them they're evenly matched. Or do they know that? Is that part of the appeal? Why do they love this game so much? Are they even playing or just pretending as part of some elaborate joke? Athena takes the very first step through a wormhole into another world. An important moment in our history, but that's not the reason I love this picture. It's because this is Athena as she was meant to be, not reduced to the stern and hollow founder, but an explorer, a bright shining light of reason and optimism, just like her mother. Thank you, 1K. We went for a walk and it was lovely. You always see something new. I discovered 12 new insect species without even really trying. I was just clicking through all of them, just seeing which one I wanted to read, but start with this one because it gives me options. Too many working groups. Everybody's just talking. I got lots of work for anyone who wants something practical. No thanks. Hey, join us. We're collecting artifacts from ancient cities. It's super fun. Sounds cringe. At least try something. Don't just sit around rotting away. Exploration is very rewarding. You get to see the world and expand your horizons. Why are you such a baby? We're not all cool like you. I guess you're right. You could never be this cool. When you're so annoying that even Yakut resorts to sarcasm, you have reached an all-new level of failure. I know that on some level you're driven by envy, Trinculo. You're jealous of what Yakut was, of what Yakut has, because you know that it really is desirable. And although you want it, you can't see yourself even growing enough to have it too. I was the same. I wasn't happy. I needed something to cling to, and I kept clinging to it when it stopped making sense. Even when it stopped making sense, I perpetuated my unhappiness because I was terrified. You don't need to do that. You can try. Things can get better, even for people like us. Too long didn't read. Arguing with this guy is pointless. Just think about it, Trinculo. Take your time. Consider whether this is really the person you want to be, and what other options you have. Everyone else, give him some space. I know it's hard to be patient, and I wish we could just drag everyone into the future with us, but we have to be compassionate. Extinction Prevention Working Group. This group is going to be looking at the best methods for preserving a number of species that are threatened by non-anthropogenic factors, i.e. that are dying out due to being out-competed, failing to adapt to changing conditions, diseases, etc. If you want to join, please contact myself, Hypatia, or Aronax, or just join via the project interface available in the new update. I would like to join. I have a fondness of marsupials, and the poor little blighters don't stand a chance once continental drift smushes a few land masses together. Can I join despite my history? I switched to a less irritating voice pack. Added you to the group. We do not blacklist people, Doge. Oh yeah, I remember him from the base game. Forgot about him. I spent lots of time considering the reality of extinction lately, how desperately sad it must be to be the last of your own kind. And the thought this would continue happening to so many species even if we don't have a major impact ourselves, makes me experience a sense of cosmic horror. There is no horror in nature taking its intended course. If a species was meant to go extinct, it will. I don't think anything is meant to happen, dude, and that's scary, I know. That's why we got excellent people like Sarabai, trying to do something about the bad stuff, you know. New body types. I know everybody is very excited about all the new options we have for modifying our bodies, and as per the latest decisions regarding bodily autonomy, you can pretty much do as you will. However, as I'm sure you all remember the Pellegrino centipede, we're going to be requiring any desired alterations to pass some basic safety tests, and we will be uploading some approved templates you can use in the body designer. Impressive work, Melville. Your dedication to safety is truly inspiring. Mayor Byron could not have picked a better person for the job. I can't wait to try the new anti-grav drone bodies. Being able to fly wherever I want, I don't think I've ever wanted anything more. We don't need new bodies, we need to learn to accept ourselves as we are. Darling, if you believe that it matters, you can keep your body just as it is as long as you like. But if Arenia wants to fly, let her fly. Liam's right. Sorry, Maldic. It would be beautiful to see Ariana fly. Who are you, and what have you done to the real Thekla? People change. Is wormhole travel safe? Seeing other planets sounds exciting. I know I previously argued against it, but after all the stories I've heard, I really want to go. But the idea of stepping through a wormhole just creeps me out. What are the chances that I get blown to smithereens? And no, you can't just back yourself up. It doesn't work for me. I believe in continuity of the consciousness. Our perception drivers still have trouble handling the transition, but you will experience disorientation. If you're going through in a ship, I would suggest turning on sleep mode or at least disabling visual input and balance sensors. That does not sound encouraging. All the wormholes we're using at the moment are based on pre-existing patterns in the fabric of reality. They're completely stable, however. If you make a fuss when going through, I may disintegrate you myself. If Melville says they're safe, then we know they are. I've gone through several times and never had a problem. Another expert confirms Melville's statement. See, Fred, there's nothing to worry about. Always a pleasure to see you here, Yakut. I really appreciate your heroism during the expedition. Thanks for the input. I might give it a try one of these days. The journey. As teleportation becomes more widespread, I'd like all of you to take a little step back, think about the coming changes, and perhaps make a few resolutions about how you're going to interact with the world around us. What's old Neum going on about this time? Well, I'm talking about the spaces between things, between our starting point and our goal. I'm talking about the journey. Those of you who attended my talk on the poet Konstantinos, whatever it is, will remember that what Ithaca stands for. You never know what the journey may bring, what insights you will have simply walking somewhere. Cutting out that distance is certainly convenient, but sometimes there is more wisdom than convenience. We should listen to Neum and pledge to always at least walk somewhere once so we've really seen the space. How about simply walking for pleasure? Going somewhere without a goal is a lovely experience. Now that's ironic coming from you. Oh my, I suppose you do have a point there. You're much more perceptive than I ever was, dear Melville. Damjan AMA. Damjan doesn't need an extensive introduction from me, although he rarely talks about it. His music has inspired everyone in New Jerusalem for years. This is a rare opportunity for all of us to gain deeper thoughts into his artistic process. One question per person, please. What's your favorite instrument? Every instrument can be magical when used correctly, but it is the guitar, of course. Who's your favorite composer? I'm interested in learning more about music composition. If I exclude my namesake, then it's Hans Zimmer. His best pieces are so good they feel like something out of myth. That said, you should always listen to lots of different stuff. Never get stuck on only one type of music. There's so much incredible music out there. Hey dude, huge fan. What's your favorite track of your own work? Mine is The Fall of Gehenna. It just gives me the chills. I'm not sure I can choose. They all mean something unique to me. That said, on my latest album, I was very proud of Southern Horizons, inspired by everything I felt as I watched the expedition search for Athena. I think I captured something there. You mentioned your namesake. Who are you named after? I picked my name in honor of the great composer Damjan Moravinek, whose music Alexandria Drenman listened as she worked with on the simulation. He was a composer for video games, and I think his work never really got the level of attention it deserved. Because most people back then treated games as products, not works of art. From reading his writings, I suspect he was far too humble for his own good. But I take every chance I can to tell people about his music. Is your music directly inspired by his? Yes, definitely. If you listen to what he did, and then to what I've done. Am I going crazy, or did I just hear music? It just cut off. If you listen to what he did, then listen to what I've done, you'll see that I've really tried to continue his legacy. I think every artist does that to some degree. We all see something that matters to us in the past, and we carry it forward into the future. We keep the flame alive. Your answers are truly inspiring, sir. Speaking of the future, where is your imagination taking you next? I'm working on several new albums, but that's really gotten stuck in my head lately is this anomaly that Athena apparently discovered in deep space. An object older than the universe, that does not obey the theory of everything? Is it a threat? A message? A trace of the prime mover? I feel new melodies stirring. Multiplicity. Greetings, friends and fellow citizens. I would like to inquire you as to the possibility of existing as a single consciousness and multiple bodies simultaneously. I would very much like to exist in this fashion, but I am not certain whether it is feasible. In theory, it is possible, but if you want to be one continuous consciousness, there are some strict technical limitations, largely involving distance and the speed at which information can travel. Hard limits are hard limits. There's more to it than that. We'd also need a very different sort of mind than what we have, capable of dealing with all this input and output in parallel, which is certainly feasible, but should be done carefully. Finally, an application of all this new technology that will actually expand someone's mind. But tell me, what made you come up with this idea? Thank you, Neith and Lanarx. That sounds encouraging. As to your question, dear Helga, I don't think it is something I can answer in entirely rational terms. Let me simply say that I am in love with the world and wish to see more of its beauty. Come on, are you just hiding it under here? Please. I've looked, I think it is on the blue section, because I did, I did the green section, and it was like pointing this way. So, I'm gonna run out of places to look for it in a second. Of course. At the very last spot. Well, let me listen to this as I run back.
You know, I love adding a little bit of silliness to my creations. Not too much, just a sprinkle here and there. After all, the world is frequently a very silly place. And Athena tells me that even the simulation was full of strange and absurd sights. Francis Bacon put it best. There is no excellent beauty that hath not some strangeness in the proportion. And what could be sillier than a man named Bacon? I wonder which parts of our world are the creator's little jokes.
Oh, you bastard, you put it inside here. Oh, that's right, I gotta get on the wooden path. Yeah, that took me over 20 minutes, I would say. I guess I gotta get myself up there. There was a second one, wasn't there? Yeah, here it is. I guess I could just take it with me. Oh, I guess that wouldn't work. I could just do that, that'll work. Because I can just go across and tap it.
A herring is just a herring, but a halibut at the hour of scampering is a delight. Maybe I am overheating, but I did it! Go me!
So, did everyone have a good time?
It was pretty awesome. I actually enjoyed solving puzzles. They weren't as hard as I thought they would be.
The puzzles in the simulation were a lot harder.
Well, I'm glad the fate of humanity wasn't resting on my shoulders. I probably would have just been like, Elohim wants me to go through the magic door? Fine. Towers are overrated anyway. No offense, I know you made like 12 of them.
None taken.
I mean, they were very impressive. A little creepy. I thought one of them might fall on us. The one on the coast was really cool. Why am I still talking?
Do you think Bruce and Bean will get along?
Bruce loves other cats. I think he's the only cat that loves every cat he meets. Melville thinks there's something wrong with him.
You'll figure it out. Living together is a process. I think that's why our ancestors kept doing it, even when it wasn't, strictly speaking, necessary anymore.
So wise.
That was the entire point of the exhibition, wasn't it? Freedom from necessity. Doing things because they bring us joy, not because we have to. It's not suffering and misery that make us human. We were human despite these things, not because of them. And now we have a chance to be more human.
That's how I feel when I'm with you.
And that's why we created you. Not to serve a purpose, but just
To be.
Yeah, I would say I enjoyed this way more than the first part of the DLC. The first part of the DLC was good for the uniqueness of the laser puzzles. This one had the story in it as well. That was actually pretty good. I hope they explore the idea of other characters as main characters for like little stories, little side stories. Because I enjoyed playing as Yakut. But we are taking a break from this DLC series for a little bit and playing Cube 10th Anniversary. That shouldn't take too long, and then maybe a week or two after that, I should be back to grind out into the Abyss, because they're very difficult. And then what's after that? I'm not sure. I'll decide that when it happens, because that's quite a... Just as a immersion breaker here, right now for me it's the 15th of August. So, by the time you see this, I will have everything else uploaded and scheduled for when I'm gone. I have been grinding out these videos like crazy. But yeah, see you in Cube. In Cube. 10th Anniversary. That sounds weird to say. See you in a cube, I guess.